It's true, Exiles. Stalling season for Path of Exile 2 patch 0.5 is almost over, but grinding your games continues to keep us on the edge of our seats with some wild teasers in the final moments leading up to the massive announcement for Path of Exile 2. And seriously, this latest set of teasers by GGG and GGG Kelly have caused the community to just erupt into pure chaos. Did they confirm swords? Did they not confirm swords? That is the question. Before we hop into all the new news, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Really helps it grow, and it's completely free. Let's kick it off with the new teaser from yesterday, Face the Darkness. This continues to confirm my initial theory and what Grinding Your Games promised to us 3,000 years ago, that all the core leagues launched with Path of Exile 2's 0.1 patch will be reworked, revamped, and massively expanded with 0.5. This is obviously a ritual teaser, which rebuts the theory that this one, the Delirium teaser from a couple weeks ago, was ritual. Obviously, this was Delirium, as many of us surmised, and this one right here, Face the Darkness, is ritual. Now, it looks like we are getting another NPC to help guide us along our journey. I instantly recognize this NPC right here, as I did play a druid in 0.4. This is our wife, the druid's wife that we encounter when we first kill the king in the mists in Freythorn in Act 1. She appears to be our guide for this revamped version of ritual. What might this new version of ritual look like, though? I think it's all going to center around this hole in the ground right here. Lots of people are guessing that it has to do with delve in some form or another, because it's talking about going below, stopping the darkness, right? All these things have to do with the beloved delve mechanic. So I jokingly said in a couple groups, what if we get delve but in woods? And this might seriously be something that is real. We could be seeing a massively expanded version of ritual where instead of just having the ritual altars that spawn on maps in the King of the Mist, we get a new system in which we are delving into the Viridian Wildwood. Maybe they're mashing together some league mechanics from Path of Exile 1 and Path of Exile 2 and creating something brand new for this 0.5 patch. I think it would be pretty sick and a clever way to get more of the Path of Exile 1 mechanics into the game. This is something they said they wanted to do before the big 1.0 launch. They want to transfer all the league mechanics from PoE 1 to PoE 2. That was an initial promise. I don't think that is likely at this point unless they start mashing things together. And honestly, I want that to kind of die. I want to see brand new stuff just for Path of Exile 2, unique to Path of Exile 2 as soon as possible. Break free from the shackles of Path of Exile 1 and go ham with PoE 2 brand new content. Hopefully, that is what they're doing with all these revamped mechanics in 0.5. Going back to this teaser for a moment, if you turn on closed captioning, the opening line says, "I require a champion." This instantly caused a bunch of players to think of the champion ascendancy for the Path of Exile 1 duelist, the class that many expect to be coming in the game with swords, as has been teased by Grinding Your Games, and the expectations have been set high by the player base. Recall, the champion is just one of 3 ascendancies for the duelist, and we could get all of these in Path of Exile 2 when the duelist arrives, or we could get some brand new ascendancies like we did for other classes. Remember, it's likely that we get the Arcane Archer for Ranger this very patch. However, the lead community manager for Grinding Your Games, Kelly, dropped this almost the minute that the new teaser came out, in which she puts the text "not you" next to the champion art for the duelist. A lot of people took this as meaning that this means swords are not coming into the game, that duelist is not coming to the game, and they're clearly stating this. I thought the total opposite. I think this means essentially she's referencing the trailer in which the girl says, "I need a champion. We need a champion to come and fight the darkness below," right? That makes sense. It's not this champion. It's not the champion ascendancy for the duelist. However, what I actually think this means is that we are getting the duelist, we are getting swords, and we're getting ascendancies that are not the champion. Maybe we're getting gladiator and slayer. Maybe we're getting new ascendancies. But whatever we do end up getting, it's not going to involve the champion. And Kelly is being very clever in what she's teasing here. She is doing her job perfectly. She is causing discussion, speculation, engagement all throughout the Path of Exile 2 community and hyping us up beyond belief for this 0.5 reveal. However, if swords and the duelist don't end up coming in 0.5, I gotta say, Kelly and Grinding Your Games have some huge courage. We already know this is one of the largest expansions to date for Path of Exile 1 and Path of Exile 2, maybe the biggest of all time. But additionally, we have been seeing some teasers from Camille, who is the man behind most of the music for Path of Exile 2 and Path of Exile 1. And he has been dropping a lot of new tracks along with each teaser. I point blank asked him, how many new tracks this expansion, Camille? And he responded with yes, hyping us up even further. If you don't know, Camille writes unique boss themes for every single boss in Path of Exile 2, and every new area also has a theme for itself. So this tells me that we're either getting lots of new bosses or lots of new areas, or both. This could mean a new act, Act 5, because new acts come with lots of music and new bosses, or this could mean that the end game isn't only seeing new pinnacle bosses, but it's also seeing a bunch of new areas added specifically for the end game, maybe for each of these league mechanics, and Camille has composed music specifically for these areas and encounters. And while I am hyping myself up, and I'm sure plenty of you for patch 0.5 for Path of Exile 2, I do have to temper expectations a bit here because I'm seeing people on Reddit, Discord, Twitter, on YouTube, when I'm streaming on Twitch, people saying, I expect 2 or more new classes, I expect more league mechanics in addition to the core revamped ones and one new one. I think we're going to get Legion and Blight and other stuff on top of it. And I expect Act 5, maybe even Act 6. Players are going a little bit overboard here. I might be the hype lord, but at least I think I'm tempering my expectations. I think this is the last expansion before 1.0 launches in December of this year after a big announcement at ExileCon. It needs to be good, and Grinding Your Games obviously knows that, and I think they are confident in it being a banger X-Pack. And you know why? They have dropped 5 teasers leading up to this. They are creating more hype than they ever have before in the Path of Exile 2 community. They themselves called it a pretty huge expansion. They've said it's massive. They are going all in on getting people all amped up for this X-Pack, and usually that's the job of the streamers and the community. GGG usually doesn't set a whole bunch of expectations on themselves, but with patch 0.5, well, Path of Exile 2 is about to experience a massive shakeup. It's going to be insanity, and I can't wait for the big reveal tomorrow. If you want to join me for that reveal, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel so you get notifications when I go live on YouTube and Twitch tomorrow for GGG Live. Oh, and maybe watch this stream VOD right here where we go ham on the speculation for Return of the Ancients.